The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network. You know what I think is hilarious about some franchises?
What?
Our ship is sinking. Let's put this motherfucker in space.
And you know what? I'm so here for it.
The sad part about both these movies is that literally one has decently aged. I can't even fucking deny that. I don't understand it.
Now, are you talking CGI, plot, humor, what?
Just in general.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 248 of the Super Media Bros podcast, Spooky Media Bros 2022. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
And this is Cult Cinema Showdown 102, Jason X versus Leprechaun 4 in space. Now, I don't want to go into either of these movies separately because, I mean, let's face it, it's two horror icons in fucking outer space. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, let's fucking go, dude. I remember when Jason X came out, and you have to understand.
Damn, you're old as fuck.
I saw it in theaters. I am very old. It's 2001.
Dude, I faintly remember daycare.
Now I feel really fucking old. And the fact that Leprechaun 4 came out in 1997, you was a year old, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't shit. I was taking shits
exactly
on myself.
That movie coincidentally took a shit on itself, too.
In the best way.
Absolutely. Okay. It had been since 1993. They killed him in The Final Friday. You know, they kill him and Freddy drags him into hell. So they're tired of waiting. They're like, well, we're never going to get this Freddy versus Jason script off the ground or probably ever done. Let's just throw him in space and see what happens. Because it's like, okay, where does this take place? Like, if you really sit and think about timeline-wise, where does Jason X happen? Like, it's standalone. It's got to be completely fucking standalone where it doesn't matter. And I think that's what I like about this movie. As long as you know who Jason Voorhees is, you don't have to watch anything to fucking get this. I mean, there's some references, but it's fucking Jason Voorhees in outer space, dude.
Right.
And to be honest, like, same with fucking Warwick Davis and the Leprechaun franchise. They just said fuck it and threw him in space. None of that shit mattered before. Whatever the fuck happened in the three other movies didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even think it has mattered from film to film.
Not that I can recall. Like, because honestly, as I was watching it, I was thinking back on the third one, and I was like, okay, so I know he was in Vegas in the third one. Shit, who is this princess? Is that a... Did it end off with that? I don't know. No, I do not remember. I think it's its own self-contained adventure.
It is, because
there is no context.
No, because the last movie, he was in fucking Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, this motherfucker went from straight up gambling. Like, he's got gold.
Yeah.
And this might be actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this might be the first Leprechaun movie where he's not after somebody because of his gold being missing.
I believe so, yes.
Like, he wanted to marry that chick to be the king of whatever the fuck. And I'm like,
my guy, you're already rich.
What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
I mean, I guess it's because he's just that greedy, but it's still like...
No, he's just horny on Maine. Let's be honest, man. That little motherfucker is just horny on Maine.
I fucking love him, though. Dude, he chews up that role so well.
He does, and that's what I keep saying that anytime we talk about him or Brad Dourif for the Chucky franchise or Robert Englund for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, you got great, talented actors who could do anything they wanted to do. I mean, especially with Warwick Davis. And, you know, you listen to him talk, and he takes it seriously, and he gives everything.
It almost reminds me of Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, where he even said that he treated the original screenplay of Spider-Man almost as Shakespeare.
And you can tell, like, we don't deserve this caliber of actor in this fucking role, but he fucking nails it.
It's very theater-esque. And I think that's why, even, I think of specifically the rooftop scene where they're just talking, and Dafoe's, like, physical mannerisms I can see that on a Broadway stage. And that's how I kind of think of Leprechaun, is where it's like you said, it could have anything. And you stick with the cheese because you love it.
And it works. Like, who are we kidding? So Jason X, he gets cryogenically frozen, which it opens on this like fucking Crystal Lake compound, like research center. And he's all chained up, and you know the whole fucking story. Like, the dude gets like, this whole other team is like, oh, fuck that, we're going to move him and blah, blah, blah. And he just eradicates everybody, and the one scientist chick freezes him, but she gets stabbed, and so she freezes with him. And then 445 years later, in 2445, these students on a mission find them and take them on board their ship to Earth 2. We never make it to Earth 2. And, you know, chaos happens. There's some pretty fucking great kills in this movie.
There is.
And I love Jason X because it knows what it is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, if I tell them Jason X is probably one of my favorites in the Friday franchise, they're like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. It knows what it is. It knows what it's doing, and it's very self-aware.
Yeah.
It's just like Jason Lives. Jason Lives is probably the best, aside from Part 4, to me. And this was up there because it's self-aware.
And you know what's funny is I didn't remember that because I'd only seen it a couple of times as a kid. And so whenever I went to go rewatch it, I was like, wait a minute. This is like good camp. Like, this is good goofy.
Exactly. And when I say it held up as far as the humor and the cornball like nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they called the regenerated Jason Uber Jason was fucking hilarious.
And then he comes out looking like Super Shredder.
Oh my God.
You know what? I would get a hot toy of that shit, honestly.
Of like a Jason Voorhees Super Shredder?
No.
Or just the Uber Jason?
The Uber Jason with like the Jason X like mask and everything.
Yep. It got negative reviews. Of course it did. And
well, yeah, I mean,
and here's the funny part. The next one was the Freddy vs. Jason franchise. Here's what's funny. The next one was Freddy vs. Jason. So it's like they finally got it after this one failed. And it's like, oh, did it really take that for this? Because it had been even longer since Nightmare on Elm Street was a thing. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't even longer than that because Wes Craven's New Nightmare came out in 1994. But that's not canon with the Freddy versus Jason storyline. It was just a standalone.
You want to know what's a funny memory of Freddy vs. Jason, though? Okay, number one, just a random trivia, has nothing to do with anything. Forgive me for being wonderful, but did you ever read about the initial intro to that movie?
I did.
With the water fist and everything, just holding Jason.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do it because of the budget. And I'm like, God, we were robbed.
Yeah, we really fucking were.
Here's the funny thing, though. I didn't know about that movie. Like, I had never seen a poster, never read it online because I was so young. This was like whenever Blu-ray was first being like a widely done thing.
Yeah.
I was walking around probably Walmart, Best Buy, Target, one of them, around October. And I see it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what the? Mom! Because nobody told me of this thing.
Yeah.
And I just saw that one image. Because I probably saw it out of the corner of my eye, the title. I probably just thought, ain't no way out. It is.
Like where they're standing side by side or where they're facing each other?
They're facing.
Yeah.
And so, like, my brain fucking melted.
Dude, I was following that movie. I was following its film progress and everything on Bloody Disgusting. It was one of the first websites to cover it from start to finish to release. And I know we're going on about this history, but we got to be honest. There's really not that much lore to talk about as far as the Leprechaun franchise goes.
No, because like we said, it's all very self-contained.
For sure. Here's the thing about Leprechaun in Space. Now, like, let's kind of jump over there and talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
So while Jason X takes place in 2455, Leprechaun 4 takes place in 2096. And it's on this weird fucking planet. And the Leprechaun is trying to get with Zarina, who is this fucking alien princess. And he wants to be king of her home planet. So they actually agree to get married. but they're both planning to fucking kill each other after the wedding night so that they can get all the fucking shit for themselves, which that's perfect. Like, they deserve each other at this point.
Yeah.
I'm dying because both of these movies kind of have similar things going on here. These creatures / big human wrecking machine get fucking taken aboard their spaceship. And they wind up just fucking killing off the Space Marine platoons. Like, because both movies have each a fucking Space Marine platoon that goes to hunt them.
It's so funny how every time we do these cult cinema showdowns, it's literally the same movie.
Almost damn near every time. And I think that's what is funny about these most of the time is, do these movies just coincidentally do this? Or do they be like, no, we can do it better? Like, I feel like Jason X was like, we could probably do this better.
Maybe. I would like to think that's the case because it makes it even funnier because it's like you took the most, let's be honest, the most dog shit premise for a horror icon and you're like, that's money.
Yeah, and the way that the leprechaun, okay, so they kill him in the fucking beginning, right? They blow him up with this grenade. But while he's being pissed on by the dude that killed him, like as a victory, like, this is pretty much their version of, whenever you killed somebody in Halo, you fucking teabag him.
Yeah.
Whatever. So like a green jolt of lightning goes up his piss stream and he's just like, Well, later this same dude is trying to get it on with one of the females on the spaceship. And then
he should.
Yep. And then his dick starts hurting. And it's like, they're making every kind of like STD joke they fucking can. So the leprechaun just pulls an alien and instead of being a chest burster, he bursts out of his fucking dick. And it's just the funniest goddamn shit because this whole person he's like, hey, here I am.
Dude, and I think it's so funny that his hand rips out and his full arm and then his whole body. And it was right then that the dude dies. I'm like, I feel like your dick was already ripped to shreds and the amount of blood. Okay, you know what? Whatever.
Fuck it. Yeah, the dude should have fucking been dead. He's like he stayed alive long enough to see himself give birth to this fucking creature, and he's like, I
just feel like the body would have went into shock, but fuck it.
Yeah.
I feel like a leprechaun shouldn't be in space dealing with a fucking Stephen Hawking-esque Lex Luthor.
I swear to God, I said the same thing. But you're talking about the fucking android with the fucking juicy like heart in the damn tube or whatever.
Mitten Hand.
Yeah. That's really his name, fucking Dr. Mitten Hand. And
they didn't give a fuck.
They really didn't. Like, they're like, we got to give these Marine guys some cool names, like nicknames: Sticks, Books, Metalhead, Mooch, Lucky. That's what cracked me up. The one dude whose name was Lucky was the first to get killed in this movie.
Uh-huh. To be fair, he got lucky.
He did.
I mean, why do I feel like the writer and director just ask their kids, like small children, hey, we need to come up with some names for these characters? Mitten Hand.
Mitten Hand. Where'd you come up with that? The hamburger helper guy. Like, oh my fucking God.
Lucky.
That dude got his dick ripped open. He's just like, fucking hamburger help me.
They said Lucky, and he's like, baby, that's the dog. Lucky.
Hey, that's like old boy in Samurai Cop whose name was Lucky got his fucking arm chopped off.
Yeah.
It ain't all luck, everybody. Everybody gonna lose a limb at some point. There's another character I forgot to mention in Jason X that actually is pretty relevant because, I mean, most of the characters actually do have some personality to them, but the android KM-14, she has this, like, you already know she's going to be an integral part of whatever the final climactic scene is going to be, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Probably one of the greatest kills in the Friday the 13th franchise happens whenever he's getting operated on. And I have to point out old girl that's in the science lab. This chick is wearing a crop top on top of a crop top, both made out of sweater. Neither one of these pieces are covering her shoulders. This got to be the most frigid bitch on the spaceship. She's working around like cryogenic, like freezing liquid shit. Okay? Like she digs this fucker's lazy eye out of his fucking head and freezes it. Meanwhile, two people on the spaceship start fucking, and this is where the tropes start coming in. It's not until they start fucking that Jason wakes up because he's like, they're fucking. I gotta kill. And that he does. He
like a lot.
Oh my God. But he takes the girl and he fucking like shoves her face into that liquid, and you see her face freeze, and he pulls her out and he fucking smashes it just into pieces on the table.
Which was sick as fuck.
That is one of the coolest fucking kills in this franchise. I don't give a shit what you think. Like the effects that went into that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
just all of it. And plus the chick that got killed was all about it. She was like, I got killed by my favorite horror guy. Like, I can die happy now. I was like, fuck yeah, you can.
Oh, dude. For real. Like, let's say they were doing another Evil Dead movie, and they were like, hey, can you sit on this chair for about 8 hours, get some makeup, prosthetics, all that stuff, and you're just going to die on screen. We're just going to fucking stab you. I'll be like, fuck yeah. Ash can cut me in half all day. I don't give a shit.
Tell me where to sign on the dotted line. Like, tell me where that motherfucker's at, and I will fucking sign it.
Yeah.
Let's take a break, and we'll come right back. Michael Myers sure is scary, but the last thing that you need to be is hairy this Halloween. Luckily, our friends at Manscaped just launched the 4th generation performance package to make sure that your pumpkins get the ultimate carving experience on this spooky day. Turn your bite-sized treat into a king-size candy bar and join the 6 million men worldwide that trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER. Make the right call this spooky season. It's trick or trim. Devin, have you ever tried to shave your balls and it turned into a Freddy Krueger film?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
more times than I would have liked to admit it.
Oh, okay. I feel your pain. You know, luckily our friends at Manscaped are here to save the day, and they're going to make sure that you're feeling your best in your costume. Do you have a costume picked out?
I do.
What is it?
I can't tell you yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I know it could probably help you tell me. I can help you unlock your confidence with the Performance Package 4.0.
A 4?
4.0, yes.
That's like twice as good as the 2.
It is twice as good as the 2, and it's a level up from the 3. So inside this package, you're going to find the holy grail of men's grooming items. And they've made it easy for you to upgrade your grooming routine. It's a full moon out, and the werewolf in your pants is howling. It's time to tackle that problem with the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 is easily the greatest ball trimmer on the planet. Did I mention it's waterproof? That is a shower essential. This package also includes the Weed Whacker. It's a nose and ear hair trimmer that helps provide proprietary skin-safe technology, helping to prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in your delicate spots. Seal the deal with the liquid formulations. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner are going to make sure that your pumpkins stay fresh. Trust me, Devin, when I say your balls will thank you.
They will? Like audibly?
You know, if you use the ear hair trimmer, you might actually hear it. So, like, use that too.
Okay,
you can hear your balls, thank you.
Okay. Do you have a kit right now?
I do have a kit right now.
Okay, give it here.
All right, hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Manscaped has also just launched a brand new product, the Body Buffer. This is a 100% antibacterial body scrubber, and it's just what you need to keep fresh and clean this Halloween. They're even going to throw 2 free gifts into this performance package, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. You can bring your boxers and your comfort to another level. Also, if you're looking like Wolverine and haven't cut your nails recently, be sure to look into the Shears 2.0 nail kit.
But what if I want to have 9-inch nails?
Then I guess you don't need to look into the Shears 2.0 nail kit.
Do hot ladies like 9-inch nails?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
But it still works as a product.
It does work as a product. I use it. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat to your beautiful new Halloweeny with Manscaped. Dude, I think I just heard your balls. Thank you. Fall is in the air, and our friends at Vincero Collective have sponsored this episode to make sure that all of our listeners are accessorizing their autumn outfits with premium watches, jewelry, sunglasses, and more. Other watchmakers have insane markups, so that's where Vincero steps in. You can have the looks of a premium lifestyle without breaking the bank. For a limited time only, Get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our code SUPER at VenceroCollective.com. Vencero Collective designs everything in-house, sources their own materials, and produces in small batches so the quality is at the highest standard. Whether you have a work meeting or a nice date planned, a high-quality watch can make a great first impression. Vencero offers many attractive designs for the modern individual, made with surgical steel-grade stainless steel, durable silicone, and genuine Italian leather straps. These watches offer traditional automatic and Japanese quartz movements. In addition to their watches, Vencero just launched their commuter bag. This is the ultimate travel bag, specifically designed for someone who likes to look good while traveling. This product is made of 100% recycled nylon material, so it's lightweight and it can support a sustainable cause. My favorite feature is the luggage pass-through strap, so that you can actually sit it on top of your suitcase hands-free. It is a game changer when traveling. Vencero Collective also offers iconic sunglass styles with polarized lenses and 100% UV protection. You can block out the sun with style. And listen, coming from us, the Super Media Bros, Shades On is not just a catchphrase, it is a lifestyle. You feeling confident yet? Add on to your look with their essential yet sophisticated necklaces and bracelets for both you and for her. And with the holidays sneaking up, this is the perfect opportunity to gift yourself or gift somebody that you love. But you don't need to take our word for it. With over 30,000 5-star reviews, they've been named GQ's go-to brand for premium lifestyle accessories. Get 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our code SUPER at www.vencerocollective.com. Again, that is 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our code SUPER at vencerocollective.com. That's VINCERO collective.com. Support the show, use our code, and accessorize your life at an exceptional price with Vencero.
Hey, this is Russ.
This is Kyle.
This is Michelle.
From the Infectious Groove Podcast. Join us every Monday for the most fun you can have with a music podcast. The Infectious Groove Podcast uses a positive and fun approach as we take time every week to share our jammy jams, then dig into a thought-provoking topic discussing all decades and genres of music. You can find the Infectious Groove Podcast on all major podcast platforms, or you can head to infectiousgroovepodcast.com to find us there and subscribe. We might have a controversial opinion here or there, but we always have fun with it.
Oh, I'm sure I'll say something dumb.
Subscribe to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the OddPods Media Network.
Almost forgot to point out, now that we're back, almost forgot to point out the David Cronenberg cameo in Jason X. He's the doctor that comes in to take over the fucking shit at the very beginning, but he gets a whole ass like piece of metal spear just launched through his back.
Shit looks sick.
Oh, yeah. And then the director, Todd Farmer, he's the bald dude that just got his face kind of slammed against the wall. He had the lamest death in the movie. He just kind of got smashed against the wall and he just fell over.
I did not know that was him.
Yeah, that's him. Now with the fucking Leprechaun, I gotta laugh though. There's a spot in the movie where he gets really big.
Okay. I rewatched it a second time with you. You watched it on Peacock. I watched it I cannot confirm nor deny any legal nor illegal activity on the interwebs of finding, locating, viewing this film. All I can say is that the high definition resolution was not up to par. I did not realize how poor the CGI was until I watched it with you on Peacock.
Yeah, it definitely didn't age all that great, man, because it's like the background was shot in pretty decent definition, but then the Leprechaun himself, which they obviously green screened and put him in front of a post.
Yeah, I know that, but why did he look so much more grainy?
I think it's because in some shots you could tell they used combinations of footage where they shot him on a soundstage with like miniature models.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe they were like, okay, for these shots, we need to have the other actors in the shot so that he looks like he's towering over them. So we'll just like slap him in front, which is stupid because he's bigger. You should slap your smaller subjects over the fucking footage, honestly.
Well, that's not even my problem. My problem is like when he was growing, it legitimately looked like it was recorded with a completely different camera. I didn't understand what I was looking at. It's like they remastered 80% of the screen and just was like, yeah, the main focal point here, Nah, VHS.
Well, you know this. I think this was a direct-to-video one.
More than likely it was. I don't know that for a fact, but I can believe it. But I'm just kind of like, well, damn, I don't know why it did that. Might have been a filter.
Maybe, I don't know. But either way, they decide that the way to get rid of him is to open the cargo bay door and just let him get sucked off of the spaceship. But the thing that makes me laugh about this, they open up the fucking airlock and his hands aren't even on the doors.
I know.
Like, my son even pointed that out. He goes, his fucking hands aren't even on the door.
When Aiden said that, I about died.
I did too, which I about died after the movie ended because he said something else. So he gets sucked out of the spaceship, right? And he explodes, but he like fucking swells. And I'm just kind of like, would that really happen? Like, to me, in space, you freeze. You fucking freeze.
You're doing the thing that I did earlier. Don't logic this, please, for God's sake.
I know.
We'll be here all day.
I know. The only reason they fucking did it is so that his fucking hand could be given the middle finger at the end.
Well, really, they probably still could if they just had a little bit larger budget. They could do him like slowly flipping him off through the ice.
And then he freezes as the fucking finger extends all the way. Yeah, and it would have looked fucking better.
Instead, they did like fucking 8-bit.
Oh my God. And look, think about this, y'all. This fucker goes to the hood and back to the hood in its subsequent sequels. Like, you go from those. I'm telling you, dude, those are a million times better than this fucking movie. And I think that's what makes me laugh. Is like, okay, we brought him to Vegas. We're going to bring him to space. Where's the only logical choice? The fucking hood. And it works. My God, does it work?
You know what? I would love to go Leprechaun in the BC. And it's just fucking Neanderthals and dinosaurs and shit.
Oh, God. He just fucking looks at a dinosaur. You got me, goat? It just like fucks him up or some shit.
That's the premise. He has to retrieve his pot of gold from the den of a bunch of velociraptors.
It would be funny if he doesn't think that they are dinosaurs. He doesn't know what they are.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a creature like you before. You know, something stupid, but he's supposed to be like all wise and knowing and shit. So it would be funny. I know it wouldn't work, but it would be just fucking hilarious just to see him not have to interact with humans.
Or I got an even better one. He has to, but they're all cavemen.
And they don't speak a lick of fucking anything.
Yep. And they have to team up to get through the velociraptors.
Oh, God.
And it would be the same as in space where he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to team with you, but I'm not really teaming with you. I'll fucking kill you at the very end.
Let's get to how they fucking ended Jason X now, because it was almost similar.
Yeah.
Because it took a lot of fucking shit to kill this bastard off in this movie. So he obviously wrecks through this entire crew with the exception of a few people. KM-14 gets this upgrade or whatever because why not? She's a fucking cyborg. And she blows him the fuck away. I mean, literally, like, shoots his arm off, shoots, like, a gaping hole in his chest, and pretty much explodes his entire fucking face. What we didn't mention is that there is a table on this ship that is, like, a regeneration tool. These little nanobots can put you back together. Somehow that goes off, and it fixes him, which is how he becomes Uber Jason, complete with surgical steel every fucking thing. Probably got a surgical steel dick, too.
Boy, packing.
Dude, look, he fucking just wrecks their asses, and they're like, oh, well, we have to shoot him out into space, too. Except he fucking lives. He's still alive, and he punches a goddamn hole through the side of the fucking ship. And then they were like, well, we got to distract him so that we can separate this part of the cargo bay from the main ship. So they give him a holographic simulation of Camp Crystal Lake. And it is a direct callback to one of the movies where he just kills one of them in the fucking sleeping bag against the tree. And he beats the piss out of the other chick with it too. But what's funny is the girls are like, do you want to smoke some pot or have premarital sex? We love premarital sex. And he's just looking at him like, I'm going to kill these bitches. Like, he's just so mad that they're offering him like titties and weed.
That sounds like a great time.
I'm going to tell you right now, firsthand, titties and weed are the best goddamn thing ever. I'm just saying. And this man just beat the piss out of him in a sleeping bag. He's like, fuck y'all. Now, when he's doing this, Brodsky, I think it was his name, who was the Marine leader at this point, he had this like jetpack thing on where he was outside trying to repair the space hull. So he says, fuck it. He rips his goddamn oxygen tank where he can jet at him, and he fucking grabs him, and they just go veering down into an Earth 2. They enter Earth 2's atmosphere, and they get fucking incinerated. And, I mean, the rest of the people on the ship live or whatever, but these teenagers are down on Camp Crystal Lake in Earth 2 because why not? Why wouldn't there be? And they're like, oh, it's a falling star. We should go investigate it. And the last shot of the movie is Jason's mask sinking to the bottom of the lake. And it's like, oh, cool. Is he going to fucking like regenerate and just haunt Earth 2? Is that how we're going to continue this in the future? Which they never did a sequel to this because why the fuck would you?
Pain.
Yeah, and like the next step in the franchise was Freddy versus Jason, and then a Friday the 13th remake that wasn't too bad, and then nothing because of this ongoing lawsuit, which I will not get into because it is a long fucking like debacle.
Do you ever think that it will be resolved?
It kind of already is.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we may actually get a Friday the 13th movie in the next like 2-3 years, but
fuck yeah.
Well, to what extent we don't know because the distribution rights in America and in overseas are completely different.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yep. Dude, honestly, I've got to say Jason X takes the cake on this one. And that's not even me being like, oh yeah, like it's Jason, fuck the Leprechaun, because the Leprechaun's fucking hilarious, but it's definitely not the Leprechaun's best outing.
No, And also, production, which, whether it was a straight-to-home video or not, Leprechaun definitely had a higher production than I would have expected, but it's still not good. I mean,
no.
Jason X definitely was superior, yeah, in every aspect.
And obviously, the budget was smaller on Leprechaun 4. It was like $3 million budget. Jason had about between 11 and 14, but it only grossed 17.1. It didn't
Which is weird.
Yeah, it bombed. I mean, obviously.
Well, you know what? Different time back then. I feel like that would not have translated.
It didn't. I remember going to the theaters and I remember seeing like a few of my friends in there and they were just like, what is this shit?
Mm-hmm.
To that point, when Leprechaun 4 in space, when the credits rolled, my son just looks at me and then he looks back at the TV and he just, without missing a beat, what the fuck was that? Not even missing a beat. And I don't blame him. I fucking said the same goddamn shit the first time I watched it. Even though it's fun, I was like, what the fuck was this?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I said the same shit about Jason X. It took years for Jason X to warm up where I was like, okay, I get what they were doing.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where on first viewing, it's like, was that a fever dream?
A hell of a fever dream. I'm telling you, hell of a fever dream.
So, like, I hate to be a dick. Can we wrap this up only because I've got my puppy in my lap and his big fat cranium and neck is on my wrist and I can't feel my left hand.
Yeah, we can wrap this up.
Okay, thank you.
Come back next month. We know it's Happy Halloween time, goddammit.
Yeah, Happy Halloween, everybody. It's my favorite.
Same. And thanks for hanging with us on your Halloween Eve or day or whatever the fuck. But it's going to be Rage in the Nick Cage November. Because it's like, we're going to do Nick Cage November, but we still have to cover some wrestling shit because we're still on our 1992 adventure, which we'll be covering the 1992 WWF Survivor Series next week. And then we've got a couple of Nicolas Cage movies to talk about during the month as well, and probably another wrestling event. I would assume AEW's pay-per-view.
Yes, Full Gear is coming.
That's it.
I'm very excited.
Same. Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other podcasts on OddPods Media Network by visiting oddpodsmedia.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. Buy some fucking merch. Just go do the shit. We preach this every week. Go buy some fucking merchandise. It's cold now. It's fall. Get a hoodie. Get a fucking raglan tee. Get something. Put it on your body. Wear us. Hell, we got koozies. Fucking sip hot cocoa with it. I don't fucking know. Do what you do. $5. No, they're really $5. I'm serious. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, GoodPods, and Podchaser. Other than that, it's time to go light the fucking candles on the pumpkins, and it's time to go hide razor blades and candy apples, and it's time to go put fucking firecrackers in mailboxes. It's time to wait a minute, hold on.
Sorry, that sounds like vandalism and attempted murder.
I had to stop myself because I just watched Halloween 2 and a couple of other movies, and I was getting a little too excited. Sorry, it's time to go hand out bullshit miniature versions of candy bars. It's time to
be nice to the children.
Yeah, it's time to be nice to the children. It's time.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids, man. Man, fuck them kids, bruh. We're totally just kidding. We're not gonna kill the kids.
I mean,
it's Halloween. Everybody's entitled to one good scare, aren't they? But for real, we're about to bounce out this bitch. Thank you guys for hanging with us for Spooky Media Bros 2022. We're definitely going to be back doing this again next October, as we do every year. So until next time, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin. And this is Eugene.
They can't see him.
Yeah, but he's a really cute dog.
This is true. He is here. And Loki's around here somewhere too. So yeah, for all of us here, until next time, shades on.
We're off.